Hi guys, it's Night Fear, and today I am coming on to share my wrap-up for the Queer Lit Readathon. I didn't get quite as many books read as I wanted to read, but I did read some really good books. I'm going to share with you first the 3 books that Kaelyn read during this readathon. She didn't want to be in the video, so I'm just going to share them real quick. To let you know that she did read. So the first challenge that she did was the rainbow cover. She read Bloom by Kevin Panetta, and she gave it 5 stars. She said she really liked it. And then she read, for middle grade, she read The Witch Boy, by Molly Knox Ostertag, which she gave 5 stars. She also really enjoyed this one. And then the last book that she finished, is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. And I didn't realize this until I was reading Lumberjanes, that Noelle Stevenson actually does both this one and Lumberjanes. So, yeah. She did not like this one as much. She said, what did you say, Kaelyn? You got bored in the middle? Kaelyn? You said you got kind of bored in the middle of this one?
At the end of it.
Oh, at the end of it you got bored.
Yeah.
So she gave this one 4 stars. Anything else you want to say?
Hi.
So are you happy you read the 3 books that you read?
Sure.
Are you sad you didn't read more? Oh, and that one was for the sci-fi fantasy challenge thingy. So are you sad you didn't get more read? Or are you good with what you did?
I'm okay with what I did.
You're okay with what you did?
Yeah!
Okay, stop bouncing. Alright.
Never!
Alright, so you good? Okay. Alright, so for me, I ended up reading 7 books for 7 of the challenges, and then I read they fit 1, 2, 3, 4 more of the challenges that I kind of overlapped a little. So yeah, so this is my board. As you can see, the ones that are solid are the ones that I read specifically for that challenge, and the ones that are kind of lined are the ones that were double up. So I did get this one for bingo, I got this one for bingo, and I got this one for bingo. So I didn't get anything for translated novel. I got not quite halfway through a book for a translated novel. I did start the nonfiction. I didn't even start the disabled main character or the person. Actually, I started the person of color author today, which was Her Body and Other Parties, and I'm really liking it so far. I've read 2 of the short stories. They are really sexual stories though, and I usually don't like that. But I don't know, the way she writes it is just different. It's really strange for me because, like I said, I usually don't like those, but I'm really enjoying that. So anyway, so the first challenge was See Yourself. And for that one, I read The Summer I Wasn't Me, which looks like this. And that is by Jessica Verdi. This one is, this one is about a girl who is gay, and she's hiding it very well from her mother. Her father recently had passed away, and her mother's not taking it very well, and so she's trying to protect her mother and be very, very in the closet. But unfortunately, something happens, and her mother finds out, and her mother sends her to a de-gaying Christian camp. And so most of the book, we are in this camp, and we are seeing what goes on. And some other things happen, and this book is very... it's good. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. Parts of it to me were a little slow, but I really liked the interaction between the campers. And it was kind of interesting to see into the heads of some of them, of what they might be thinking, and not really into the heads, but like, you know, to see how somebody might actually go to one of these camps and be glad of it, I guess. It was just, I don't know, it was very different, but most of it just made me really, really angry. So, but yeah, it was really good, and I really enjoyed it, and I really would highly, highly, highly recommend this book. So, that was the first one. Then the next one was the group read. I couldn't read that because I couldn't get a hold of the book, but that one's going to be on, you know, whenever I can find it, that I will be reading that one. The next one is the rainbow cover, which is Boy Meets Boy, and that I actually have a book on, and that's by David Levithan. I gave this 3 stars. It's a very short book. I don't know. I just didn't... The writing style, I just didn't really like it. This is about a boy who... He kind of... Oh, let's see. How do I put this without... Okay, we're getting a little snippet of his life, in his love life, and his life with his friend, and he's a sophomore, I think, in school, if I remember right. And it's just kind of about his life. But the world, his little town is like this utopia kind of thing where, you know, if everybody got along, and it just kind of rubbed me a little bit the wrong way, some of the things, and it ends up, there's a little bit of cheating in this book, and I didn't enjoy it. I gave it 3 stars. Wasn't my favorite. I will try one of his, because this was the first David Levithan book I have ever read, so I will try another one of his and see what I think. But right now, he is not an author that I think I would read again. So, as it stands. But like I said, you know, sometimes people have a book that doesn't gel. So I'm going to try him again and see what I think. But yeah, right now I'm not really caring for him. Then this one, I had it as something different, but then I decided to change it next in a series. And that's the next one, which is Own Voices. And for that one, I read Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shannon McGuire. And this one, or Shannon, I don't know. Anyway, this is the second one in the Wayfair Children. I can't remember what the series is called right now. Does it say? Yes, it does. Hold on. Oh, no, it doesn't, I guess. Well, it's got all her other series on here. And even the one she writes is Myra Grant, and it doesn't have this one. Anyway, I think it's the Wayfair Children Wayfair, something like that. Or Wayward Children's, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, it's the second book in this series. And I really enjoyed it a lot more than I did the first one. The first one I did not like. I gave this one 4 stars. And this is the story of Jack and Jill and where they went as children. And it was really cool because we see them being kind of before they're born, and their parents, and the planning, and what was expected. And we kind of get the feeling of, even though it wasn't right, we do get the feeling of how they became the way they are. So I really enjoyed this. Really liked seeing the world that they ended up in. It was kind of weird, and I would have loved to have gotten some more story in that world. So I'm hoping that they end up going back, or we get a book about them going back. Because I really want to be back in this world. I don't know why, because it's kind of a weird, kind of a cruel, kind of a interesting world, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it. and this was for the own voices, because her and Jack, I think it's Jack, are both pansexual. So, yep. So, and we don't really, it doesn't go into too much detail about the sexuality in this one, other than like sexuality, more like roles, of what roles are for boys and girls, and you know, things like that. And so we get that part of it more than really the sexual part, even though actually that's not true either, because we kind of do get a little bit of sexual part in there, but it's kind of like just I don't know, it's not like the main focus. You get more the feel for the, like I said, for the roles of people and how you fit into those roles and how those roles are chosen for you, or how you should choose those roles and things like that. So, but yeah, I would recommend this one. I probably wouldn't have recommended the first one, but I would recommend this one. So I don't know what you do with that, because this is the second book in the series. So I don't know. I don't know tell me what you think. If you read both of them, what do you think? You like them? No, don't like them? I don't know. For nonfiction, I'm reading, it's an AIDS, Borrowed Time. It's an AIDS memoir, and I have read some of it. It's kind of jumpy a little, but it's going back through, you know, his experience with the beginning of the AIDS crisis and things. So far I'm really enjoying it, and I hope to kind of fit it in between all the other books, because I really want to finish this one. New author is was it Jessica what was her name again? It would be, yeah, Jessica Verity is new to me. David Levithan is new to me. The author for Lumberjanes is new to me. Sorry. The author for This Is How It Always Is new to me, which is Lori Frankel. And no, I've already read her before. Okay, so there's several that could do on this one. Disabled main character, I didn't get to. I didn't start. That one was supposed to be, what was that one? Oh, Otherbound. It's a big book, and I just didn't get to it. I had too many books, and I started out really good. I started out like the first day reading 3 books, but they were all short, and I kind of got a little burnout, but not too bad. But then yesterday I was trying to finish, and so I kind of stole one of Kaelyn's graphic novels so that I could finish more of these, and so I ran out of time. That's it. If I don't get to read it this month, I definitely will put it back on my TBR to finish Otherbound some other time. Translated novel, I did start one by Edward Louis. I was going to read History of Violence, but it was a script book, and because I had listened to so many already, it was because it was an audio, they kind of went and cut off my audio for that. So I started another one for him. This is not Eddie, or something about Eddie, which is another one where he's a child, and that one's like going back and forth, and like, I don't know, it's meandering all over. It's a short book, so I'm hoping to finish that, but I don't think I'd recommend that one either, unless you like kind of like meandering all over the place without really a purpose kind of a book. I don't know. I just, so anyway, the next one is graphic novel. And I read the first Lumberjanes for this one. I gave this a 3. I don't know why. I just didn't really enjoy this one too much. I think it's because it's like, you know, it's like you have these little badge things, and then you have a chapter about that badge, but it doesn't really, I mean, the story kind of continues, but it just kind of, I don't know, I just thought it was very choppy, and I just didn't like it. I just didn't. I don't know if I'll be reading any more of these. Kaelyn really likes them, so I'm excited for her, and I'm hoping she continues. But as for me, I don't think I will be continuing this particular graphic novel series. So, yeah, sad, but I don't know. The next, okay, Kathy actually has her video up. For her, it's like a vlog. It was very good, and she has a lot, you know, what she read. And she asked what your favorite, down in the comments, she asked, she had a pinned comment and asking what was your favorite. I actually, after I answered her, I thought about it, and I actually have two favorites. So this is one of those favorites for the trans spec main character. I read, hold on one second, my Kindle decided to shut off. I read This Is How It Always Is by Lori Frankel. Out of all the books, even my other favorite, out of all the books, I think I would recommend this one the most. Which is strange because I think... Nah, well, yeah, because I read George for Trans last year, and I think that was another one that was favored. And then I am recommending Beast by Bree Spangler to everybody, which is another trans book. So maybe I like trans characters. I don't know. I gotta think about that. But this one is about a family. This is a family book that we get to see inside a family that has 4 boys, and the 5th boy is born, and let's see, I'm trying not to give too much away, but we see how at a very young age, Claude, which is the youngest son's name, comes out and says, I want to be a girl. I want to wear dresses. I want this. I want that. And how his family, the way his family responds, or her family, excuse me, responds to that. And how she even comes, and see, this is the problem with this book. Because throughout this book, he or she, either one of those pronouns would fit depending on the part of the book that you're in. And at the end of the book, still not sure which pronoun we should use. So maybe this is a good one, a good example of why they, them pronoun is the best one to use for, and how it fits for some people. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't want to be offensive. And I really love this book, and it kind of opened my eyes. It kind of opened my eyes as a mom. I personally don't have any transgender children. I do have one of my sons. It does happen to be gay. So, you know, I have a little bit of that perspective, but you know, and wishes and dreams that I think of, and hopes for him. But see, I'm a little different than a lot of parents, because I kind of knew since he was really little that he was. So I wasn't upset or anything like that, because it was something I already knew. But this book, it gives you a great perspective of how, you know, someone in your family being different, how it affects a mom, how it affects a dad, how it affects, you know, siblings, how it affects, you know, people, you know, neighbors, how things in the community, how when they happen, affect the family, you know, how much you should tell. All of this is in this book, and I just highly recommend this book. If you would only take one book away from this, I hope that if you can, you go out and read this book. And actually, this one I got on Scribd. It actually was through my library too, but it was on hold. But this book is available on Scribd. I would highly recommend the audiobook, which is how I listen to it. Awesome, awesome, awesome audiobook. But anyway, I just hope that you guys I hope I did this book justice enough where it would be interested to read it, because this is the one that just, oh, so good. And if I ever get a chance to buy it, even though I've already read it, I would definitely buy this book and read it again, because it was just that. And it had me laughing, it had me crying, it just everything. Alright, so I already talked about the person of color author, that I've started it, enjoying the book, but just didn't get it done for the readathon. The middle grade was one that I cheated on, because I was supposed to read Ivy Aberdeen's Letter to the World. I started it, but for some reason I wasn't in the mood. I still want to read it, but didn't have time. So instead I stole Kaelyn's The Witch Boy by Molly Knox Ostertag. Gave it a 4 stars. This was really, really good. Really enjoyed it. Loved the writing style. I loved the message of this book. This is just amazing. This is all about how we kind of structure things for our children and expect them to be a certain way, and when they're not that way, we expect them to change instead of us change to the way our children are. And this little boy wants to be a witch, but in this world, girls are witches and boys are shapeshifters. And so through the whole book, they're like, no, you can't do witchcraft. No, you can't, so it's just about him kind of teaching them through the book. Really, really well done. There's actually a story about this world, which I'm not going to share. You have to read it yourself and find out the story, but the message is definitely well written and very, very good, and really enjoyed it. So, all right, the next one, my second favorite book of this whole thing, is historical fiction, and for that I read Song of Achilles, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I'd already read Circe. I don't know why I started with Circe. For some reason, this one didn't sound good to me. Don't know why, but I loved her writing so much in Circe, I decided I'd give this one a try. And I'm going to have to look, okay, Patroclus? It's told by Patroclus. I know I'm saying that wrong, but it's told from his point of view. We see him growing up, and the things that happen in his life, and then he meets Achilles. They end up falling in love, and then we get his take on Achilles' life. And it was just amazing. It was interesting from that point of view, of the time, and it was wonderful. It was amazing. I love the way she writes. I hope she comes out with another book soon, because I'm all here for it. Because I just love the mythology and just everything. It's an amazing book, an amazing story. And I mean, even though we all know what happens to Achilles, but it still sucked at the end. I don't know why, because I knew how it was going to end, but it was like, no. It was just, yeah. And then Achilles' mom. For those of you that read the book, didn't we just love to hate his mom? Yeah. For those of you that haven't read it, read it and you'll understand. So anyway, sci-fi fantasy, I would definitely think that the Down Among the Sticks and Bones and Witch Boy are definitely sci-fi fantasy. And the book rec would have been the Lumberjanes, because I've seen that wrecked, several times. So I ended up reading 7, Kaelyn ended up reading 3, and that's kind of how the Queer Lit Readathon. I definitely did better than last time. I still really would like to improve. Maybe picking a few more graphic novels to begin with, maybe picking shorter books, maybe 1 or 2 larger books and the rest really short. I don't know. I don't know if I can ever get 16 books done in a week. But, I will continue to try, because that's kind of who I am. And I really would like to have each challenge have their own book. So, Alright guys, well, sorry this is such a long video. Let me know down below if you participated. Let me know what new books you found that you really enjoy. Let me know if you've read any of these and enjoy them as much as I did. Please remember to always be kind to one another. I'll see you again. Bye!